Alright guys, so this is an update video to the video I made in 2018 on how to start a pressure washing business. I want to give you guys an updated version. I've learned more since then. Now, everything 2018 can still apply to you if that's what you want. This 2020 video is about going bigger and expanded mindset, the next level. So in 2018, it's about, starting from the ground. If you barely have anything, you're starting with very little money, and you just want to, get going, start making some money, get your foot in the door. That video is still for you. For those of you who want to skip, that phase, you want to jump right into it. You want to, you have a decent amount of money to invest, maybe not a whole lot, but you have, a little bit of capital and you're ready to get started, and you want to start and get to the point that I'm at right now, or even beyond where I'm at. You want to get there faster. This video is for you guys. Like I said, basically we have a little bit more capital and you have a little bit more of a bigger goal when it comes to starting a pressure washing business. So over the past 2 years, obviously I've learned a lot, and that's what business is about. You want to continue to expand your mindset, continue to grow and reach that next level. So 2018 was about, starter equipment, and also it was about, making, $3,000-$4,000 a month. Nothing too crazy, very basic entry level. This 2020 video is about, 6 figures, a bigger business. So, and I'll be honest with you guys right now, I still don't have super fancy equipment. I don't have $10,000 equipment, but I am running a 6-figure pressure washing business with pretty basic equipment, nothing super fancy. And I'll talk about that later in the video. I'm trying to give you guys as much information as I can into this. So if you guys who are looking to get into the industry, you're starting right now, and that's why you probably searched this video. You're wondering, okay, how do I get started? Where should I start at? And you're hearing so many different perspectives. I'm going to try to, provide that for you in this video. Now, before we get started, let's look at a view. I have a stack of checks. Let's just look at some money right here. Here's a check for $665. This was like 2 hours worth of work. $350, $305, $360, $400, $390. I'm not gonna go through all these checks, but you can see that money is being made. There's plenty of opportunity in pressure washing. Now, me specifically, I am only in residential. I do very little commercial work, and it's something, honestly, that I should expand to. Now, I'll be honest, when I started my pressure washing business, I didn't have big goals for it. I didn't even know I would still be doing it today. But as I stuck with it, as I continued to learn, honestly got easier, and honestly, I kind of enjoy it now. So I don't know how much longer I'll be with it, but like I said, right now, it is a 6-figure business. So I'm kind of sticking with it right now as I build other income streams, but we're going to specifically today talk about pressure washing. So this video is pretty much a perspective of, if I could start over from the beginning with the current knowledge I have right now, what would I do differently? So let's jump into it. So say right now you're looking to start a pressure washing business. Step one, what do you do? What is the starting, what do you need? Where should you start? So here is my exact blueprint of how I would do it if I was starting over right now. So if I was starting over right now, number one, what I would do is I would start off with a 4GP machine. Now, this kind of contradicts the video I made in 2018, but you can start the business with that equipment. I made thousands of dollars with very entry-level equipment. But the biggest thing about 4GP machine is like reliability. It's more commercial duty. So I would start off with a better machine than what I did in 2018. But like I said, don't be discouraged. That's the whole point of this video, or 2018 video, was not to discourage people from wanting to start because they couldn't afford a 4GP machine. Now, here's how you can do that. If you can't afford a 4GP machine out of pocket, and actually, even if you can, here's what I would do. I would make sure my personal credit score is good. Build up your personal credit score. Have at least a 700 or, 690, 680, something decent, right? So you have a good personal credit score. From there, I would take my personal credit leverage to start what is called business credit. And if you don't know about business credit, stick with me on this channel because I'll be talking more about it. But basically, business credit is separate from your personal. It doesn't affect your personal. And you get access to higher lines of credit. So my first business card that I ever got, I got approved for $9,000 of credit. 0% interest for 12 months. What is the beauty about that? So right now, you don't have a whole lot of money. If you have a good credit score, you can leverage that good credit score to start your business. You can access business credit, 0% financing for 12 months. You might not be able to go get approved for a loan for $9,000, but you can access business credit and use that business credit to purchase the equipment you need for your business. So you're able to start out with a 4GP machine. You're able to maybe even take that credit card and buy, a used truck or van or a trailer for a couple $1,000 bucks. So 4 GPM machine, and I got mine from Harbor Freight, cost about $800. So yeah, $800 for a 4 GPM machine, right? Or let's say you don't have a good credit score. Before I jump into the whole good credit thing, if you don't have a good credit score, what you can do is you can always rent a machine. So you get your jobs and then you rent a machine for that day and you take it back until you have enough money to invest in your own equipment. That's number 2. Or you can be patient, save money for months, miss out on all the pressure washer jobs you could be doing, and then start your business next summer because it took you so long to save your money. Now, let's jump back over to if we have good credit, we have business credit. So we have good business credit. Say we access $9,000, because that's what I got. You could access less. You could only get approved for 5, but that's still good. We can work with that budget. So $800 pressure washer, it'll be 4 GPM. You have reliability in your business, number 1. You don't have to worry about it not cranking up, stuff like that. So $800 there. Another couple $1,000 maybe investing in a van or a truck. Find one for like $1,500, $2,000. Boom, you're in $2,800. Now you just need to buy a hose reel, a couple extra hoses. So as far as applying the chemical, you can buy an X-Shet, which will run you about $100. I actually recently got one. I love it. If not, you can do the bottle method I talk about, which is a foam applicator. You can get one off of eBay for about $20 or even $15. Buy a couple of those. You can buy a downstream injector from Northern Tool for about $20, and boom, you have your equipment. There's a few more things you can buy. You buy a service cleaner for like $300, a big one, or you can invest in a little bit smaller one for about $200. I'm probably gonna be forgetting some things. Obviously your hose reels, your miscellaneous things, the gas cans, all that stuff. Let's say, bottom line, you would probably end all the way if you had to buy a whole vehicle. Now, if you have a vehicle with a trailer hitch, you can just buy a trailer, so you're in only about $400 instead of paying, $2,000 for a new car. So if you currently have a car, you'll be in it at about $2,000 to start your business. If you have to buy a vehicle as well, you'll probably be in about $4,000, but you access $5,000 of capital, right? Now you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is debt. I'm getting into debt. This is terrible. Now, little lesson, Robert Kiyosaki, good debt versus bad debt. Bad debt, consumer debt, that is going and buying things like new shoes, TVs, junk, stuff that's not gonna make you money. I recommend good debt, and good debt is buying assets, investing in things that will make you money. I 100% would encourage you to use that debt to go start a business, because $4,000 in pressure washing, if that's the business you're starting, isn't that much money compared to what you can make. You can have that debt paid off in a matter of the same month that you start your business if you really push marketing. Or number 2, you can pay it over months. As long as you pay it off within 12 months, you pay 0% interest. So you might pay $200 a month or $400 a month, whatever, until it's paid down, paid completely off. But that's super easy because $400 is literally like one job in pressure washing, depending on the market and what you're charging. So we got the equipment part out the way a little bit. I might have missed some things, but you kind of get the point. Leverage credit to get your equipment if you don't have the cash. If you have cash, still use credit, because what you can do is you can get a credit card with a sign-up bonus. Sorry, the video cut off. But what I was saying was you can get a new credit card, apply for a new credit card with a sign-up bonus, run your purchases through that credit card, and leverage it to just capture that bonus. So a sign-up bonus could be $100,000 in MR points. These might be travel points with the credit card carrier that you can redeem for free travel, up to $600 in free travel, or it could be, cashback bonus. Either way, if you have the cash, you still might as well use your credit card and just take the cash and pay off the credit card. That way, you've still used your cash, you haven't carried any debt, and you get those bonuses. So either way, use credit. So we talked about getting your equipment. So really quickly for you new guys, let's jump into some knowledge stuff about pressure washing really quickly. So in the last video, I talked about the difference between pressure washing and soft washing. So pressure washing is a general term that's used. Most people don't know the word soft washing. Most customers definitely don't know about soft washing. Everybody just thinks, I need to get my house pressure washed. I need this pressure wash. A lot of pressure washing really isn't even about pressure. It's about proper chemical. So we're not using a whole lot of pressure on most jobs. Honestly, most of the things I'm using about 500 to 1,000 PSI when I'm cleaning certain things. Most of it comes down to SH, sodium hypochlorite, aka bleach. Now, percentages wise, when it comes to bleach, you can find 6%, you can find 10%, you can find 12%. 12% is obviously your strongest, solution of bleach, and that's what most of the pros are using. You want to know what I use? honestly, I use whatever is the most convenient for me at the time. So sometimes I use 6%. I'll admit that. But honestly, it works really effectively for me, and I don't have a problem with it. So I'm probably gonna get some flack for that about using 6% bleach. I use it sometimes, and it's very effective. It works for me, gets the job done. Now, if you're doing roof washing, which I'll talk about maybe a little bit, you probably want to use 12% bleach. You want to use a stronger solution you can, because roof washing requires a stronger solution of bleach. So you want to use SH. That's what's used on most jobs when you're cleaning, whether it's brick, whether it's vinyl siding or stucco. SH is your go-to chemical. Now from there are some other chemicals that you may need to do specific jobs. I'm not going to get too much into detail on that. So pretty much most thing you'll need is a surfactant and SH, some hypochlorite, aka bleach, to clean. Now, so pressure washing is obviously pressure. High pressure is being used. Now, for most of the work you'll be doing, like I said, you'll be pretty much doing soft washing. Soft washing really, now soft washing is a term for how to clean, but it's also a machine specifically you can buy. You can buy a soft wash machine, which is its own unit, and basically the difference between a pressure washer and a soft washer is, first of all, soft washers do not obviously have high pressure. So the pressure on a soft wash machine is going to be very low, like 100, 200 PSI, 300 PSI. Very soft, but you're going to have probably about 4, 5, and on up GPM. So a lot of people use 8 GPM for the higher, bigger guys. Currently right now, I have a soft wash machine that's about 4 GPM, which I'll probably upgrade the pump soon. But anyway, a soft wash machine, I pretty much call it like a pump sprayer on steroids. It uses an electric pump. Bleach is pulled straight from a batch tank and it's applied. So with a pressure washer, you're constantly having water injected. So a pressure washer is pulling water from the water outlet through the pressure washer, and it's constantly, you have a constant source of water. A soft wash machine, you make up your batch. It might be a 50-50, 50% bleach, 50% water, and whatever's in that tank is what you're using. That's what you're spraying onto the house or whatever you're doing. So most of pressure washing and cleaning is pretty much just applicating, rinsing, and repeating. That's pretty much the main process of pressure washing, is applicating, rinsing, and repeating. Knowing the right chemical to use, letting it dwell for a little bit so it can kill the mold and mildew, and then coming back through and rinsing it. So within that, it might sound really simple, but you can make some mistakes. Like within, your equipment, if you don't know these things about the difference between soft washing and pressure washing, you might use you might use a pressure washer when you should be soft washing. And when I say soft washing, I don't specifically mean a soft wash machine. I just mean using less pressure and using the proper amount of chemical. I've seen guys who are cleaning 2-story homes and they're having to climb on ladders. They blasting pressure against the siding. Number one, it's inefficient. Number two, it's dangerous for the homeowner. For the house, because you could potentially damage the siding by using a high pressure. And third, you're not doing an effective job, because if you're just using water and having to climb ladders, you're not really killing the mold and mildew. You're just taking off the surface of it, and it'll be back within a matter of probably a month, 30 days. Because if you don't kill it, it's gonna go right back. So you want to know these things. If you don't know these things, you could end up damaging someone's home, and that's another issue in itself, that you could be dealing with, especially if you don't have insurance. Excuse me. So you want to know those things. It's a certain knowledge base you want to have coming into pressure washing. Like something I didn't know when I first started was the orifice size of nozzles are different. So depending on how big the orifice size is, so I don't have a nozzle on me right now, but if I had one, actually I'm using an example of something. Let's say this right here. Let's say this is the orifice of the nozzle. This is where the water is coming out the end. So obviously this would be like a wide orifice nozzle, right? The wider the orifice of the nozzle, the lower the pressure will be. So, for example, if you have your pressure washer on, say you're running 4,000 PSI and you put like a red nozzle on, you're getting 4,000 PSI, which you should just throw away the red nozzle if you have one anyway. Never use that at all. But anyway, the smaller the orifice, so if this circle was closed and smaller, which most nozzles, obviously, this isn't even a nozzle, just using it as an example, are a lot smaller than this. That hole that the water comes out of. You want to look for a wider orifice nozzle, because those control the pressure at the end of the tip. If you're using too much of a strong blast, you can end up leaving those zigzag marks. It looks like almost graffiti in people's sidings, and it looks absolutely terrible. So to get more of a soft wash experience with your pressure washer, you want to lower the pressure on your pressure washer. You want to use a higher GPM, like at least 4 GPM, and you want to use a wider orifice nozzle That way you're having more volume of water versus more pressure, because that's what we're going for in pressure washing is volume of water and not high pressure for most of the jobs we do. Most of the jobs we do, like I said, we don't use high pressure. So that's the biggest difference between pressure washing and soft washing, something you want to know. So when it comes to applicating the chemical, the bleach onto siding or whatever you're cleaning, whatever surface you're cleaning, here are some different ways to do it. You can do what's called X-jetting, which X-jetting is applying chemical. The chemical pools basically at the end of the wine. You attach a little nozzle that has a tube attached to a bucket that pulls bleach, right? And that comes at the very end of the wine. That's X-jetting. There's also the foam applicator method, which is basically like a mini version of X-jetting, except it's just a little bottle, pretty much same tool, little tube, but the bottle is connected and it's a lot smaller. I use that method for the past 4 years, and honestly, I still use it for certain jobs. I have an X-jet now. Honestly, I love it. It's beautiful. So that's 2 ways: foam applicator, X-jet. Third way you can apply chemical is called downstreaming. The chemical is still pulled after the pump, but it's pulled before the wine. So basically, after the pump, where you would plug in your water, your pressure washing hose to the pressure washer, you would put a downstream injector in between those two things, and the bleach would pull pretty much at that source right there. And you pull that bleach at a low pressure. So you have to turn the pressure washer down to a very low amount to be able to pull that bleach through there with downstreaming. So that's 3 different ways. And the 4th way would be if you have a soft wash machine, you can apply the chemical that way. So that's 4 ways you can apply the chemical to your surfaces when it comes to pressure washing. So we talked about getting your equipment. We talked about the chemical that you need to start. 4 ways to apply chemicals to be able to clean from the ground, and not having to climb all those ladders like a lot of people do. I still recommend having a ladder because sometimes there's awkward angles, stuff like that. And if you get into roof washing, you'll definitely need a ladder. So I know this video is very jumpy. Stick with me. I don't script anything. So next, after you know how to apply the chemical, you know what the difference between soft washing and pressure washing. What is the most important part, or like one of the most important parts about pressure washing? That is getting clients. And that's where most people suffer, is how to actually market their business. Now, how do I recommend it? Like I said, this is taking the knowledge I have now and starting over. What would I do? What would I put my energy into my money into? So, if you want a limited budget, flyers. That's how I started. I started with flyers, referrals. That's pretty much it. Honestly, when I very first started, I would even door knock. Would I do that now? No, I don't use flyers. I don't door knock. I still love referrals. But if you have a little bit of money, that's what this video is about. A little bit more money, what would I do? I would invest in postcards, and I can share with you guys my design. I don't have one right now on me, but I use postcards that I pass out I don't personally pass them out. I have somebody who passes them out while I'm doing a house or while I'm working. They get passed out to the neighbors. Even on days off, I would take time to go to neighborhoods and pass out, postcards on every mailbox. That's a great way to get some business if you want to put that groundwork in. Number 2, which has been my number 1 source of marketing, is Facebook ads, guys. Facebook ads has been beautiful for me. It has been the number 1 marketing source I've used to grow my business. I've tried Google in the past, and I probably will even try it again this year. But Facebook is, I don't even know what to say. Like, Facebook literally makes me thousands and thousands of dollars. Most of my leads, I get in daily leads from Facebook, quality leads. Most of these people book with me. So Facebook ads, I would highly, highly recommend. And you can start Facebook ads for just $5 a day. So Facebook ads is my number 1 recommendation for getting clients and pressure washing. Build up reviews for your business. So ask for those reviews. Do quality work. Ask for reviews. Great way. If you have reviews, that's a big thing that will help your Facebook page, because people can go and look and see what type of work you do versus just taking your word for it. You can be like, hey, don't take my word for it. Check out my review page. So I've done a huge focus on asking people for reviews after every job I do, because that's how you grow your business. You want word of mouth. All right. So we talked about postcards, flyers, Facebook ads. Another thing that is very controversial for some reason, that people either love it or they hate it, is Home Advisor. So when I first started, they got me. This was years ago. I signed up for Home Advisor. I bit the bullet, paid the money, sign up fee or whatever. And honestly, I can't say it was a waste of money. It actually made me a decent amount of money. I just was thinking too small back then. So My biggest advice for Home Advisor, if you do sign up for it, because it's not really a scam if you know how to effectively use it. Here's my thing. Here's the key. Call as soon as they send you the lead. As soon as Home Advisor sends you a lead, call the customer immediately. Be the first one to go give a quote. And normally, like I can say, I definitely made thousands of dollars off of using Home Advisor. And some people are afraid of like, yeah, oh, you get like, spam, or they give you like fake leads. If you ever get a bad lead, you don't even get to talk to the customer. They'll refund you the money. So, I recommend doing it. It's an initial sign-up fee of like $300, and you pay for the leads after that. Leads cost anywhere between like $15 to like $30, depending on the zip code, whatever. But Home Advisor can definitely be a great source to get your business off the ground. Those leads are gonna be, like I said, a little bit higher cost, but just build that back into your price. Whatever the lead cost, add it on to the job. But yes, Home Advisor, I recommend it. A lot of people hate it. And honestly, I haven't used it in a couple of years, but this year, because I'm really gonna flood the market with marketing this year, I'm gonna try Home Advisor. And this past couple of years, I've been able to, make a lot of money by just referrals, postcards, and Facebook. But this year we're trying to scale, so we're going to be, doing yard signs, postcards, Facebook ads, spending at least $1,000 or more a month on Facebook, spending money on Home Advisor, and there's even a way for me to do some advertising on my local news channel. So I'm gonna be pushing that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of marketing. Those are some ways to get clients initially. And before that, you obviously want to have that proof. Know you can do good work. So offer to do a couple people's houses for free in exchange for reviews and before and after photos, so that you can use that on your ads or your postcards, or to show people when they ask about the work you do. I would not recommend your first job to be a paid job, because you don't want your first job to be a paid job. You don't know what you're doing, and you mess someone's house up and they're paying you. If it's free, you still don't want to mess it up, because it's still liability, but at least it's free, so they can't be like, I want my money back. And that leads me to the next point, is get insurance when you start your business, because if something is to happen, which I haven't had, pretty much that many bad experiences. I've only had a couple times where I had, some things have went wrong, but they weren't that expensive, so I just paid out of pocket. But you want to have insurance just in case anything does go wrong. And most people are going to ask, like, are you insured, and blah, 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 blah. Cover your tail, have insurance. So we've covered marketing, we've covered equipment, we've covered, what else did we cover? I forget. We've covered a few things. I know, once again, I know this video is sporadic. I'm kind of all over the place. But hopefully you guys get the point, we covered how to afford to start the business, where to get the capital from. You can also, another way to how to get capital, I talked about this earlier, but is to raise it from friends and family is one way you can do that. Maybe even have a business partner, that if somebody has capital, you don't, but you want to do the work, you guys can maybe create a partnership for that. So that is pretty much everything I have for now, because I know this video is already kind of long and I am all over the place. But before I go, so I've thrown you guys information all over the place. Now in 2018, I did talk about, I have a training I put together, and yes, it is still available. I have a full training teaching you step by step. It is way more organized than this video, teaching you, what equipment, a full list of equipment, how to do the jobs, marketing. I go into detail on how to run Facebook ads. I show you my exact postcards. I also include a free website for everyone who signs up. That way you don't have to waste time building your own website. You get that for free, included with the course. And also you have access to me to ask me questions, about pressure washing, about your business. And I'm willing to, obviously take time and help those people out who have invested, in themselves, and take the time to, to invest in the course. And in 2018, when I first started this training, it was $47. And that was the starter price. I did talk about how it's going to go up. I've added a lot more value in the course. Right now, at this point, it is $97. But it will not be this price for much longer, because honestly, guys, to be completely honest, the value in this course is worth thousands of dollars. And for $97 is a complete steal, because when I first started off, I bought a course that just taught me specifically house washing, and it was kind of dull, and I paid $200 for it. So I could easily charge, $700, $800, even $1,000 for this course, and that would still be less than what it's worth. But I'm trying to, give you guys an opportunity to learn at a lower cost right now. So $97 probably for the rest for the next 30 days. I'll leave it at $97 for 30 days. After that, the price will go up to $197, and from there it'll probably be at least $497 or even $597. So get in early while the course is affordable, while it's low. And I know you guys thinking, oh, it's $97. What if I hate it? What if you hate the course? If I don't provide any value, if you don't learn anything, you can ask me for a refund within the first 15 days. Actually, I think it's 30 days I have set up on there. So 30 days, you hate the course, get a refund, get your money back, because I'm not here to scam anyone. Everyone who's asked for a refund in the past has gotten one, and that might not even have been because they didn't like the content. Maybe they're just lazy. Maybe they just want to scam me. I don't know. But bottom line is, guys, you can't lose with this. Invest in yourself, and take the time to really grow your business this year, because we're at a point now, we're done talking about, I'm done talking about the smaller things of, how to make $2,000 and $3,000 a month. We're now focusing on how to make $15,000 and $20,000 a month. So if that's what you want to get to, definitely, come in, learn this training, ask me questions, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm at, the 15K mark, and the goal is to get to 20K. I've added roof washing. So this year is is going to be a pretty big year. And, I want to have a good year, but I want to have a good year with other people too. So, I want you guys, you business owners, to have a good year as well. And I want to, play a part in that and to help you get there, because, it's going to be a lot faster for you to get to that goal and that number if you can learn from somebody who's already at that level versus having to do it yourself. Because it took me, 3.5 years to get to that point, when it could have got there a lot faster. Had I had a bigger mindset and had this knowledge for so long, I'm doing things my own way and not really learning as fast as I should have. So if I could have started with the training I have now, if I could have run my own training 3.5 years ago, I would be a lot further along than I am right now. But you're always welcome to learn the hard way. Continue to dig through YouTube, find a bunch of videos, and learn that way. And I wish you the best of luck. But for those of you who want to skip that, take the shorter path and get straight to it, go ahead and enroll in the training. I'll leave the link below this video. And like I said, it's going to be $97 for the next 30 days. After that, it will go up. So if you don't get in now, I can't, guarantee what price you'll pay. Who knows? I might even jump the course to $1,000 just because I'm providing so much value. But anyway, I don't want to make this video any longer. Guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Keep sticking with me on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be providing tons of content and value to you guys. So much love to you guys, and good luck with your businesses. Peace out.